What it do? Welcome to Club 32, the Gridiron Podcast, the People's Podcast, where we keep it real, no fluff, no filters. I'm your host, Ron. I got my cousin Mike, and my co-host Jordan here with me, and we came back to give you the preview upcoming for the Super Bowl that everybody's been waiting for, the matchup that many of us saw coming, many of us didn't. Between the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots, Levi Stadium, both teams finished 14-3. Look, early line
14.
has Seattle as the favorite. And we're gonna dive into it. But before we do, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you can stay in the loop with Club 32. Well, let's go. Here we go again. Another time of year, another time this year. We all here for a good time and somebody gonna have the greatest. But how did we get here from each team? It was a hard fought journey. Some people said the Patriots had a lot of luck and had an easy schedule and things laid out for them. Sam Donald seems to be the resurgence and the anomaly that no one saw coming. Never write off anybody in the NFL because anyone can come back, anyone can have a good year, and it's always any given Sunday. But nonetheless, hey man, Seattle Seahawks in the divisional round, they blew out San Francisco 41-6.
Yep.
And then in the championship round, they beat the Rams 31-27 with
Yep.
Sam Donald throwing over 346 yards. Look, a defense first team still that can be explosive and passing when it has to be. The New England Patriots came through the wild card and beat the Chargers 16-3. Their division round bout ended up in them beating the Texans 28-6 in that CJ Stroud 14 pick game. I mean 4 pick game. 14. Ooh,
Ooh,
14 picks. You might get out the league. You might never I don't even know how the coach
man,
let you get to 14.
career,
Oh, so many
man,
questions. So
benched
many
it
questions.
first quarter.
That one game gonna have somebody defensive player of the year just off of that's
Man,
crazy,
what?
right, man? But okay, in that round, and then in the AFC Championship round, they beat the Broncos in a hard fought, slow, drug out 10-7, snowy defeat over a Jason, I'm sorry, Jared Stidham led Broncos, and but hey, New England seasons their season's path has been debated among a lot of people, and nonetheless, they're here. They've handled business, and they have been up against some elite defenses in the postseason, nonetheless. So, you say what you will, but I mean, this is where we're at, and I mean, moving forward. I mean, how do you feel about like each team's journey, like just getting here, bro? Like, how do you like? What is it?
Well, I think for
Your
Drake May,
perspective on it? Yeah.
yeah, I think for Drake May, uh, I mean, he beat Buffalo, he beat Josh Allen, throughout the season, and I mean, I know the path to get to the playoffs. Where they say, he had the easiest path to get there. I say no. Because he still has to face the defense of the Chargers. He still had to face the defense, number one defense of Houston, and the defense
Hmm.
of Denver, which is no joke either. So he's
That's true.
been battle tested. It has been tough. He said himself it was hard. So I think Drake May has handled it quite well, the journey quite well.
Yeah.
And I mean he's benefiting from a good supporting cast coaches with a bunch of experience. And then as far as Donald, we can kind of just look at his career. I mean, from the Jets to the Panthers to 49ers to the Vikings, and now with Seattle, where
Hmm.
pretty much his whole career he's been doubted, kind of considered a backup, maybe even put it in the career backup category, but he's elevated himself these past 2 years, proved himself in Minnesota, and now he's in Seattle, and they're in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
their journeys, are they're both deserving. Both, no one would have thought at the beginning of the year we would have Sam Darnold and Drake May in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
beauty of the
I had the
game.
Patriots making the playoffs though. I'll tell you that one. I did. I did.
Yeah,
I did have them making the playoffs. Seattle, not so much. I wasn't sure the direction they was
yeah,
gonna go in with Darnold coming in. But I believed in Mike Vrabel. Like I knew the type of coach Vrabel is. Like Vrabel's a good coach. When it's all said and done, he's gonna have a great resume as a
yeah.
coach. And I knew that just going in, I just knew that was gonna be a match made in heaven and just there's no way I'm gonna mess up that type of opportunity going. So I had a lot of faith in New England having experienced him and seeing what he did with the Titans. And I just think that New England has a lot better um roster this year than he's had in his tenure with Tennessee. So I know that
Yeah,
he'd be able to
better
work
front
do
office.
better with them than he did with us. So yeah, and the connection there is just making everything sing. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean if we look at like like just some of the basic layouts of it, like just like okay, so it's not too far off. Like Seattle is scoring like 28.4 points a game, but only allowing about 17. And then New England is scoring about 28.8. So only a point 0.4 differential an increase for New England scoring points. And then they're only allowing 18.8. So they're allowing a little more, 1.6 on average points more. But that's not a hard margin. It's a hard margin to try to ride and try to defend. I mean, this is the game. Do you know that I want to say the last three games between Seattle and New England has come down to like the 1 yard line or like a 1 yard differential. But these teams always play it very, 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 very tight to the end, and there's no reason seeing the style of coaches that we have going up in this matchup that you should feel like you're going to get anything less. Then you're going to have to score and score carefully and at will if need be, but it's going to be a lot of defense that is it's going to be you're going to see, and hopefully it's a mixed bag. Hopefully it isn't that drawn out because no one likes to ball in Super Bowl, but nonetheless the defense will definitely be on display early and often throughout
Oh
this
yeah.
matchup. That's something you can definitely pay attention to.
Ball on the 1 yard line. What you think each team would do?
Ooh, I think if that ball on the 1 yard line, I think New England runs it.
What about Seattle?
I
You
think
think
yeah,
they're gonna
I think Seattle will pass.
throw
Still.
it? Hey, that'll be funny if we get an exact play like that. They on the
It
one.
will be
Let's say
funny.
they use
Yeah,
what's
the
his name?
wildest.
Can't use Charbonnet. So let's say Kenneth Walker break
Yeah.
off for like a 68, right? Get them down to the 1 or the 2 yard line, and they try to throw it and get it intercepted. Ooh boy!
Hmm.
He can get it there. He can get it there, but I think they're gonna pass.
But when I
They're gonna
say
try to
Yeah.
Marshawn
find
Lynch, gonna,
JSN.
well, Marshawn Lynch gonna be livid. He gonna be like, oh, deja vu all over again. But I do think they might learn from that one
Yeah,
mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me personally, that one mistake in that Super Bowl, that was really what cost them. That took all their momentum away.
yeah.
Yeah,
They
it
know
did.
what they on that ball.
I don't see why it wouldn't. It took my momentum away.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to figure out,
that's a crazy.
was the actual play
Mm,
called or did Russ switch it up? We still don't know.
Mm, that's gonna have to be one of them NFL films. If you look back at it,
Some.
He
you
probably
know,
gonna talk about it when he returned, like, yeah, coach ran that stupid ass play. I was what the fuck you
Hmm.
think?
Yeah, probably. I
He
can
gonna
see
say
it.
it with a smile on his face like he always do. Yeah, coach ran that stupid ass play. I don't know what he was thinking. But me and Sierra are fine.
Huh. This is crazy. That's funny. But no, look though. But speaking of coaches, though, look, let's go ahead and show some recognition to the coaches, though. Shout
Yeah,
out to the coaches and Mike McDaniel. You know what I'm saying? He seemed to this year. I would describe him as a defensive architect. Because
came
that
from
reputation seemed to be
Baltimore.
real loud.
That
Yeah,
need to be noted too. He came from Baltimore, and we
look,
know how Baltimore was straight garbage. Mike McDonald's done a good job his first year
Facts.
with in Vrabel. I mean, as a Titans fan, I'm not. Well, I'm not a Titan fan, but I mean, the Titans fans have to be like for real frustrated, scratching their head because they had AJ Brown, they had Henry, they had Tannehill, who at that point I guess was serviceable. I mean, if you're taking Drake May to the Super Bowl, Drake May and Tannehill pretty much neck and neck. But I mean,
Yeah.
Titans fans got to be losing it right now as to what happened with them. And I just think they in the front office just never saw eye to eye. And so I'm not surprised with what Vrabel was able to do uh, in New England. But for Mike McDonald to come in and pretty much change the culture that quickly in Seattle, because I didn't have Seattle making the playoffs, but I had them being competitive within their division. Um, that is pretty impressive.
The only reason why I had Seattle making the playoffs, looking at all the teams coming into the season, like who everybody had on their roster,
Yeah,
um, I had a feeling that some division on our side was gonna have two or more teams in the playoffs. I had a
hmm
feeling the Rams was gonna make it, and I had a feeling the
hmm
Seahawks was gonna make it. Now the 49ers, I did not know because they just got rid of Debo Samuel earlier to
yes,
that season. So I was like, I don't know, but they just got rid of one of their best wide receivers. I don't know, they might not make it this year, but they'll make it next year. And lo and behold, that was the division that had two or three more teams
yes.
that
There's
went.
three teams in there.
I didn't know it was gonna be them, but I honestly thought, no, I'm saying it was gonna be my division. I thought Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants was
Yeah,
gonna make it. Giants because of the running back they had got and the quarterback they had got, plus with who they already had. So I'm like, shit, but they might not damn make the playoff. Nope,
yeah.
wasn't even us.
Chicago was a surprise team for me. I didn't think Chicago was going. I thought they were going to be like a year away. I didn't see Chicago in it at all.
Just like he was talking about Mike Vrabel, the head coach.
Yeah,
And head coach Chicago picked the right head coach to
yeah,
pair up with Caleb Williams. Cause who
they
they had
did.
before, he wasn't it. Cause
Yep,
my homeboy a Bears fan, dog Bears fan. He be telling me all the time when they first got Caleb, man, he gotta go, man, he gotta go, man, he gotta go. I'm like, nah, bro, it ain't him. I'm like,
yep,
it ain't him. I was like, shit, look at how much. I said, for one, look at how much he got to run when he do hike the ball. So you got to improve that offensive line. I said, some of your catchers not either catching or not running their route. No, I'm
yep,
saying, like I said, you seen every time if they run straight and he throw the ball to the outside, they always tap their chest like that's on me. They knew they
yep,
ran the wrong route.
yep,
I say it's only been a few times where he tapped his chest and held his hand up like, damn, that was on me. And that was probably when he was running, trying to get away and threw the ball trying to get to the receiver. But, it ain't as easy throwing on the run as it is staying still. So,
yeah. That's
yeah,
going to be really the factor for them next year. Chicago and their receivers. That just that connection. Because if they don't get that right, it's gonna be tough. But I guess a good promising thing is Chicago's tight ends that were able to hit on the same page later on in the year too. So, but they got to get their receivers and Caleb, together in sync if to keep going. But man, Chicago, they man, you know they're looking a whole lot better. They're looking like one of the best teams in the NFC going into next year if they make improvements in the wide receiver department.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go on a wild take and say this. After this Super Bowl,
Uh,
the Patriots and the Seahawks gonna lose. I don't know if they're gonna lose a lot of defense or a lot of offense, or if it's gonna be mixed.
mm.
They're not gonna be able to keep everybody. I
Oh, and the
think
Seahawks
the team
defense.
that might have the best chance of keeping everybody is the Patriots.
Yeah,
But that Seahawks defense, all them niggas finna gonna want to get paid. I ain't gonna lie to you. You can't pick nobody out from that defense that ain't gonna want to get paid. From the defensive line to the linebackers to the safeties to the corners, and they gonna want to get paid. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Because it's either gonna be development like the New England Patriots do, and they develop their first year, 2 year players, or they're gonna operate like Philadelphia and how their GM, where pretty much addition by subtraction. They'll send off the players that are about to get paid, and they just draft somebody just you
Now
know
that'll
to
be
get
smart,
yeah
but they gotta have the actual draft picks to do that.
yeah
Remember, we did it.
yeah
We at least had a high first round draft pick, or we was able to trade with somebody to get a high first round or a high second round. So, I mean, if the Seahawks got picks like that, then yeah, they can go for it. Because
yeah
right now, I think we got 8 picks altogether this draft.
hmm
Got the 23rd in the first round. I think in a high pick and a high pick in the second and a low pick in the second. So
yeah.
I'm pretty sure he probably gonna use some of them to trade up or something.
Trade up, trade down, get more picks, and then trade away to some really good guys to get more players or to get good draft players. Get
Mhm.
yeah, college players.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't heard nothing about AJ Brown yet, but I'm damn sure paying close attention to it.
You think I mean I think he's gonna get traded. I thought he was gonna get traded last year.
Yeah,
I really did. I thought he was gonna get traded in the draft. But
cause what I was thinking, I was like, all right, maybe he trying to see who the offensive coordinator gonna be, what his game plan gonna be for next season, and then if he like it, he'll stay. But if he don't like it, he probably gonna be like, all right, yeah, I
yeah,
can't get down with this, y'all. Yeah, y'all go ahead and get me on up out of here.
it's almost like I mean Devontae has always kind of been doubted as a number one, but he really could be a number one.
Oh yeah,
He could be a number one. I mean, you could move him around like CD Lamb if you do that. If you, I mean, because I don't think it now in today's league you don't need two number ones.
Oh,
It
yeah.
just
nah,
don't. You're not gonna make any of them happy at all. And all it does is really just cause conflict.
and I ain't gonna lie. The thing with AJ Brown that kind of was getting with me when you was talking, not gonna see. It's kind of hard to pinpoint if you was actually talking because of your stats or because of everybody else stats. But when you was getting your stats and we was losing, I mean, bro, you wasn't saying nothing. So it's
Yeah,
kind of hard for people to go against and say and defend you and say, "Oh no, he ain't talking about his stats." Then somebody else say, "Well, if he ain't talking about his stats, he's not talking after this game. Y'all lost. He's not talking after this game. Y'all lost. He's not talking after this game. Y'all lost." Hell, look at the playoff game. He didn't have a good performance, even though he didn't get targeted that much, but he still didn't have a good performance.
he dropped ball too.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mm-hmm.
wasn't.
Then you just left right after that. So I mean,
Yeah, didn't he? Uh,
don't get me wrong. You got us a Super Bowl. You got
yeah,
us a Super Bowl. But I mean, just think about the problems that'll cause.
yeah,
And I ain't gonna lie. It's another team in the Super Bowl that got a player that's similar to that. but he doesn't talk on social media. He just talks in the locker room.
Yeah,
And that's the Patriots with Mr. Stephon Diggs.
yeah,
And then he got all that off the field stuff going on too with him, Cardi
yeah,
B, and all his mistresses.
yeah.
Well, as the Africans
I
would
thought
call.
that was a risky move. Uh, I was actually surprised that New England signed Stephon coming off an injury. New England normally doesn't do that. Coming off an ACL injury, I did not think that was going to happen. So I definitely feel like his appreciation for New England is real because not too many teams take a chance on wide receivers like that, especially with his background.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. If he does, if Stephon comes back next year, or AJ Brown ends up back with Vrabel, who knows? It'll be interesting. See how
I
that all season shakes out.
He
it
could
might
probably
break.
implement them. They might get Chick Conklin too.
Who?
I wouldn't be surprised if Chick Conklin went up there. If we let him go, we probably don't re-sign him. But I can see Vrabel getting a few players. Like y'all, I see these two teams like really matching up. Like the Seahawks pass rush versus like the quarterback rhythm that New England tried to establish. Like if Seattle gets New England behind the sticks, then their defensive efficiency. I mean, trends to really suggest that they can squeeze the game into a low possession grind. But the Patriots counter is a quick game efficiency and staying ahead of them on third and long. So, but how do you see the rush from Seattle being able to affect or disrupt any type of rhythm that Drake May would try to establish? How much of a factor do you think that's going to be in this game?
Well, the Seahawks, they got to hit Drake early and often. They got to hit him
Mm-hmm.
early, and they need to
Gonna have
put
to.
a spy out on him because he like to leak out and run, and they just got to make him feel uncomfortable. And they got to do it with their front four, which they've been doing all year. I mean, Seattle's been in the hottest, if not the best defense, the second half of the season into the playoffs.
Yeah,
So they got to put pressure on Drake because if they give Drake time to throw the ball, the advantage is going to be I feel like the advantage is going to be the Patriots if they give them time.
No lie.
They got to hit him, and they
yeah,
they got to they got to move him around. I mean, they have all the pieces to do it because they fast and physical. Seahawks, they secondary, the linebacker, everybody. I mean, and they're motivated. They're probably the most veteran out of the two teams. So yeah, defensively, the Seahawks they got to hit them. Their front four got to hit them.
yeah.
What's gonna be to me? What's gonna be the key player or the key factor for the Seahawks defense is Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah,
I say that he should be the most motivated
yeah,
because when he joined the Seahawks, he
yep,
basically said he still got love for Dallas, but he doesn't see
mhm,
himself winning the Super Bowl there. And now he's in the Super Bowl.
yep,
So, sir, to make that come to fruition,
yep,
because the Patriots got a solid offensive line now. Like, yeah,
yep,
don't look at the Broncos game and like, they ain't scored that many points, bro. That's the best defense in the league they just went up against. I hate to
yep,
say that else, but in my eyes, Broncos got a better defense than y'all.
yep,
Can't say the offense, but defensive wise, I think Broncos had a better defense than them. And I mean, yeah, it was a close game, but they still came out of that motherfucker. So their offensive line, yeah. But Mr. Lawrence, it's your time to shine, my boy.
Did the Patriots play the Seahawks this year?
I don't think so.
They ain't play
Like,
each other this year.
I think this will be their first time.
Yeah, Patriots gonna win. Y'all
yeah,
keep underestimating. Y'all don't understand. Every time I talk about the Patriots, I only talk about one thing and one person.
you don't even talk about the player.
I
I,
don't. I don't care
hey,
who on the team. It don't
are
matter
we
who on the
picking?
team.
Are we
That's
making
what
the
I'm
picks
trying to
now?
tell you.
I mean, because I believe the Patriots too. I mean, but
Mike
it
Vrabel
has more so. I mean, Drake May is not in the MVP conversation by mistake. I mean, he's been balling. He's been doing real. He's been playing really well all season.
yeah,
Just these playoffs,
that's
he's
what I'm
gone up
saying.
against some elite defenses. I
Mm-hmm.
Like,
mean, that he's
completely
gone
agree.
up against some really good defenses, and
Like,
he's
like,
made it to the Super Bowl. And
like
so, yeah, I'm not sleeping on the Patriots at all. I know the Seahawks. They came out with
that's
like
what I'm trying
four and a
to
half
say. What I'm saying is, y'all
point
have
favorites,
to.
but
What I'm trying to say is, and this, we can come back here 10 years from now, and I'm trying to tell you that it don't matter who on the. What I'm saying is, Mike Vrabel is the X factor. That's the X factor, and y'all are coming to see because, like I said, I'm so used to it. So me watching all those games, like y'all probably didn't watch every single Tennessee game because I mean that's not your team. Probably seeing certain games, hearing certain reports. So watching it, the conferences, the press conferences, seeing how the players respond to him, like all the inside scoops. I'm telling you, like that man has a major influence and he know what he's doing. And given the environment that he's in, because you got to understand, like I think I was telling you or something, but I was saying like he took, like when you look at what he had versus what he had, it's like it's really no man. Ryan Tannehill not even signed. He can't even be a backup. Yet he took him to the AFC Championship.
yeah,
Like it's crazy.
yeah,
Like we that was the team that beat Tom Brady, and last time he was in New England, that was the team that beat the 14-2, Baltimore Ravens that year. Like this was the team that
Ray Lewis,
almost knocked the Chiefs off and went to the you know what I'm
Ray Lewis,
saying? Like the wins that we won, we were not supposed to win. But I noticed with good coaching, see, a lot of people don't understand. It's sometimes it's coaching over scheme, and a lot of people try to choose. I mean, culture over scheme. A lot of people
no,
try
you
to
said it
choose.
right the first time. It's coaching over scheme. You
hey
said
man,
it right the
But
first time.
culture
I don't like how he tried to
is
down that out of
because he established a culture. I'm telling you, that's what Mike McDonald did for the Seahawks. It's not just the coaching; it's the because you can be a good coach, but if you're unable to establish a culture there, then you're not going to be able. I mean, the studies have shown us that the teams that are able to establish the cultures really have a higher success rate than other teams that don't. So coaching does matter for sure. I mean, there's no argument there at all. I mean, look at us. We need coaching, but that coach has to be able to establish a culture. You know what I mean? And because you're talking to grown millionaires. You know what I mean? Like some of them who's a lot of their bread is already guaranteed. What do you say? How do you motivate a grown man to get up and give you his best and his hardest day in and day out for 3, 4 months straight? How do you encourage him to have enough integrity that when he leaves this building for the offseason, that he'll come back in position and be ready to compete for another, 1, 200 something days? So you have to have some type of culture. Culture is influence. Like that. I mean, even if you look at churches, if you have a preacher and he's a great preacher, but he's not able to establish a culture among the congregation, it won't be as effective as one that can. And so, like culture, it just matters in its entirety. And so, when you were saying that's the beautiful part of this game. My pick is just on Vrabel, but I'm not taking them. Like I said, Mike McDonald's doing the same thing. You have two cultures defensively coming together, and this was going to make this such a beautiful game because you can't sleep on the Patriots either and what they've able to be done. Like let's like you said, Drake May isn't in the conversation for no reason. Like you said, it's a lot of players on defense that's ready to get paid for a reason. You can't put your hand out without performing. I don't see that happen often. I don't see a player that, get 0 sacks talking about he want a raise on an extension. So if you asking, then you performing. And I think this gonna be a good one. The rematch for sure is interesting. Is very
Yeah,
interesting. Like
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and give. Why they got? Okay, explain this to me. Maybe
That's
I'm
not by
lost.
mistake, like you said though. I mean, that should have been like expected though. You
Yeah,
know, you talking about the culture. I mean, you talking about the Legion of Boom, Seattle defense.
exactly.
You talking about uh, the Patriot way for years. Bill
Mm,
Belichick. You know,
exactly.
Vrabel.
Exactly.
This his coaching tree, his players. You know, not only not even only coaching, but also being analysis. You
Yeah.
know, even in the social media field and breaking down film. You know the culture. You know, as a patriot, you got to come in a certain way.
You
There's a
do.
certain standard, that you walking into, and McDonald he coming in with the Baltimore Ravens standard, and we
Yeah.
see the Baltimore Ravens standard is kind of in rebuild mode, I guess you could say. But
Yeah, man. I don't know if
I
they
mean, they
gonna.
have to rebuild their culture, and
They do.
I hate to be going. We've gone off subject. I'm talking about Ravens. I'm about to bring
No,
up a
that's
story.
fine, but it's all
Their
about culture.
offensive, and they bring in an
Exactly.
offensive coach with zero
All
defensive
culture.
culture at all. Because all I know the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is Pittsburgh is defense. That's all I know
Yeah.
them for.
Yeah.
But they're gonna look completely different going forward as long as as McCarthy is coach. So
No, look at
but
too,
like
honestly.
you said,
Like
culture is important. Coaching is
it
important too.
is. If you don't got it, I mean, them people have nothing to grab onto, man. They just coming there for a pick. You got to have a guy that's able to and willing to buy into your system. Even
Yeah,
though
Chicago,
that's
prime
how you
example. Yep.
exactly.
Detroit,
Exactly.
same thing. You gotta get the right people. Now Detroit has a culture.
Exactly. Exactly. You see it everywhere. I mean, the examples are where they are like, and that's why you said a lot of them high pressure jobs that I see now, like you said, like the Steelers. I mean, the Ravens. You look at the Giants are a big market and just have expectations. I think that's more of a name thing because it's not off of performance. You just expect it to turn around because who you bringing in. But I mean, like Buffalo. Like these are people who've had very successful seasons. So if you can't even step in the door average or mediocre, like just think about you said Mike McCarthy. Like the first losing season will be on the coach that loses because Mike Tomlin hadn't lost in 19 years, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yeah, not
So
losing season.
if if whoever finished below 500 is going to break up. Like it's like the torch being held to you. And so now, like you would have been the one that brought Pittsburgh its first losing season in X amount of years whenever that happens.
Yeah,
And so your name gonna be attached to that. Like that's
yeah.
I mean, you look at what Sean McDermott came in and did to the Buffalo Bills and did for them. Like that resume from that resume alone, but you can how do you can't. I don't know if they ever really had they had maybe a one digit season winning season one time. Like they always been double digit for the most part.
I
Like
mean,
it's crazy.
his
It's
firing
hustle.
was disturbing to me because
It
for
was.
one, at the end of the game, they came back and said it was a catch,
Hey
and
man,
if it was a catch, that means he would still have a job, and who knows
exactly.
what the future would have been. But all they really needed to fix was their defense, which wasn't bad. It was okay, but
Uh,
that
they
whole
gotta get
I
out.
mean, I don't think their culture I don't think their culture, the Bills' culture changed once they fired. They just brought in, they got Brady in there.
Well, we'll
Um,
see.
but
He
yeah,
might
we'll
have
see
his own. He
how
might
that
be
works out.
but he might have got his own program or something. Never know. Never know. You know. Never know, because you always have your own version of things, but sometimes you're not in position to do that. So he might have been good at implementing the system that was given to him or the system that he was in, but he might have a vision unknown to us, something that
Yeah,
he feel might make it better, and implementing that might change the culture or the approach or the outlook of how they perform. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, the best thing you can pay attention to is if you look at the position needs for that team, and then you look at how they attack free agency at the draft, it'll kind of give you some type of indicator in what they're trying to focus on or the direction they're trying. So I mean that'll give us our best outlook until they put it all together. Um, coming up next season. But yeah, it's a lot. It's really a lot to pay attention to, and I want to make sure we get a lot of that covered. But nonetheless, I mean, this is a great matchup for both
Yeah.
of these teams right here. You know, I tell you what. Let me see. Let me see. I
What
think
do you
this.
think
I
New
think
England got to do to win?
um, you know, in order for them to win, they'll have to blitz with discipline though. You know what I'm saying? Like be able to gain like at least a few short field advantages and turn it into like take advantage of those point differentials because I don't know how often these teams will see the red zone. I don't know if it'll be easy for them to just march down the field. Like I said, you have to expect the defense to be on display on both
Kind of
sides.
grind it out type of
But I think the weather should be. I don't know. It should be just.
in
I
San
don't know.
Francisco.
I don't think anything inclement, like any snow or anything like that, like that. So that's pretty fair for the most part. But I think that's what they have to do. I mean, honestly, yeah, they're gonna have to grind it out and make sure that they can maybe get some short field advantages. If they can average 4 to 6 yards a run, you know, and grind it out through the ground on them, that'll definitely get them an advantage as far as controlling the momentum and time of possession for sure. Um, but I don't know. I think if Seattle win the game, if they can hold New England to under 24, because I mean that likely means that Dave won the down and distance battle and the hidden yardage battle. But the Patriots' real upset formula is a defensive one because if their blitzes create the turnovers, gaining the edge early in that factor, then they can flip the whole narrative on how Seattle likes to control the game and taking them out of that rhythm for Seattle to have to approach the game different than they've been able to usually control it. But if this turns into a track meet, then it it quietly is like I said, it's gonna favor New England because they've shown that they can score even when the ground is messy. So I don't know. What was it? Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson, right? And
Mm,
then you got Kenneth Walker, but what's his name got injured? Charbonnet, right?
yeah,
So who running behind Kenneth? Or who
nobody.
they rotate?
Not
You
really
got somebody
anybody.
got to. Well then there it is. I'll run your running back because I'm gonna be two people. Like, but no, I mean, yeah, I mean that's an advantage. If you got one premier and then you don't have one that can produce twice as mine, like I mean, I can get mine arrested and still produce, but you have to, I can understand your play calling a bit differently, or I know that you'll have to be more creative because you won't be efficient on the ground. So I know you're passing, or I know you're going to attempt to gain some type of short yardage advantage. So could be an underneath route, across, uh, in and out. I don't know, but this is what I'm saying. Vrabel just what just now that he's in New England and that's why I said I'll give it time because then people will see. I'll give it time for his reputation to come out into the public. But for the years that we had him, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I think it was like 3, 4 years. I say four. Yeah, I mean, he would not, and he the type of guy you want to coach your team too. And I can say that from a fan perspective. Like, he got that grit, that juice, but he got that mojo. Like him, you can tell he ain't no bully. You can tell he about his business, but he cool. He care about his people and his players, and that's cool for real. He ain't want us to give you AJ. If it was him, you wouldn't hire your boy. He would still be here. It's speculations that he might come home, but I'll let you know if he do. It's okay. And then you know y'all play us. Don't let AJ come here because you already know when y'all come here to play us, it's a wrap, right? Okay,
Nah,
all right. So
nah.
as long as you know.
I'm gonna
See,
let
we care about
I'm
people
gonna
on here. We
keep
talk to
thinking
each
that
other.
that's gonna happen. You hear that, Jay? He just oh man, he just been so excited for this game. We gonna live then we can't live stream the game. We gonna be at the game. But y'all lucky we can't live stream. 'Cause we gonna be at the game. Gonna be in his goddamn hometown. I'm be acting a fool, acting a fool, acting
He
a
turn
fool.
is great. It's gonna be fun. Word.
I hope I see Gilly the kid there. Me and Gilly gonna do our dance. Do do.
Man, man, I'm
Uh,
gonna start both of y'all in there.
Uh, we, we can't hear you. We hide in the clouds. We flying.
Hey yo. But look, the rematch. Ironically, I was half right. I was saying it could have been Denver and Seattle, man. But hey,
yeah,
one of them made it though. But that would have been another rematch too. But this is an interesting rematch. New regime on both sides, all coming together to win it all. Ultimately, I mean, hey, I don't know. You got New England. They've been blooming lately. High output offense. It's gonna meet, you know, the Seattle defense right here, and whoever controls third down and field position will control the ring. If you ask me.
yeah. I think going back to kind of what it would take for New England to win, I think they're going to have to establish the run and then
Yeah,
control the clock.
they will.
Uh, ball control, be disciplined in coverage defensively. The thing about New England is you just don't know who they're going to pass the ball to. You don't know if they're going to pass it to Diggs. They got multiple people. They have multiple heroes, I guess
Yeah,
you could say, people that you just wouldn't expect to make a play.
exactly.
Whereas, Seattle, you kind of know JSN going to get the ball.
Yeah.
You kind of know Cup is going to periodically from time to time get a few looks. But for the most part, they kind of one dimensional when it comes to just one particular player, which
Mm-hmm.
makes it easy for the Patriots to kind of focus on JSN and kind of, they not too worried about Cooper Cup that much
Yeah.
or anyone else, any
Exactly.
of the other wide receivers, and then them be having just K9 in the backfield, them
Mm-hmm.
filling in the gaps. Because I mean, truth be told, New England they're probably the best defense that we didn't talk about for the whole entire season. Just the way that they fill in those gaps, they fill in the gaps perfectly. Um, so
I'm telling you, it's my boy.
they fill in the gaps at the line of scrimmage, and so I wouldn't it wouldn't surprise me if K9 doesn't go over 50 yards, running in the game. But still,
Yeah.
the Seahawks will have to establish the run at least, and stick with it just to control the clock. Uh, and then for the Seahawks, I mean for the Seahawks, they just gotta not they gotta take the pressure off of Darnold because he can't be the reason why they lose the game. But I think they're gonna need Sam Darnold to be superhero. They're gonna need him to be Superman and JSN if he's able to find a way to just be unstoppable and get open and
Not gonna
break
happen.
and break that zone. It's gonna be Sam Darnold's toughest game front,
Yeah.
defensive front that he's ever seen. This game right here, 2 weeks to prepare for the New England defense. They studied their homework. They ready and prepared. So
Exactly.
it's gonna be tough for Seahawks to win this game, even though they're favored to win.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Like I said, he gonna take away JSN, force him to cup because the guys I leave you with, you don't have as many to keep up with the guys that I have. Like if we go guy for guy, okay, you take away my number one, I take away your number one. But I can keep going a lot further than you now. My depth chart for performing players, and they'll take that. They'll take that, and so like yeah, what you got what you got it, George? What you think, man? What you think, bro? Who they got to take away?
Ain't gonna lie. Me personally, Patriots want to beat the Seahawks. They just really got to stop their wide receivers. I honestly don't think that one run game that they do have. Honestly, don't think that's gonna work in this game. So they stopped their two wide receivers. That's it. Game. Haven't heard much.
Well, who they,
The only running back I have heard from is hurt. So I mean, yeah, he is good, but against his Patriot defense with somebody that I know personally, Mr. Milton Williams, man, all right, all right. And for the Seahawks defense, I wouldn't run.
who was their wide receiver? What's his name?
You said
You
who?
said who?
Their wide receiver.
Who?
Not the wide receiver, the tight end for the Seahawks.
I don't think it's Noah Fant. Hold on.
No, I was thinking that too, but it's not. It's another. I can't think his name.
Don't make me lie. It's the wrong bird, you know. So,
Hmm.
Yeah, they got a couple of no names, really. I mean, they got AJ Barner.
That's his name. That's the guy I was thinking about. Yeah.
I mean, Rashid Shaheed could be an X factor for for Seattle too. You know, he's like a slot speed receiver. You know, does a lot of
Mm,
special teams, and that's what it could come down to as well. Defense and special teams. Well, we know defense, but the special teams aspect of it as well. You know, like who's most likely to turn the football over? I think most would say Darnold is.
mm,
You know, as opposed to Drake May, he's not going to make that mistake. You know, I think Josh McDaniels going to make a real simplified offense for him to run to where he
yeah.
doesn't make mistakes. Um, but even still, you know, Drake May got to protect the football. You can't throw a triple cover,
Yeah.
can't fumble the ball. You know, got to have good ball security.
I think yeah. I really they can put that pressure on Drake, man. I mean not Drake on Darnold. And but I mean Drake gonna have pressure on him too.
Yeah,
It's gonna come down to the trenches, honestly.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know. That's that's hey man. Like I said, that's why I was saying something about that short yardage. That's why I was saying what I was saying about the short yardage. But we gonna see it. What's the day? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're 3 days away, man. Are y'all ready for some football, man? It's gonna be it, man.
yep,
This is it.
yeah. Who's
The
going to be
creme
the
de la
MVP?
creme. Drake, man, because they gonna win. And it's the 250th anniversary of America, the United States. So, of course, the Patriots win on the birthday of America.
You said it's the 25th.
Who's going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl?
Oh, you said the 25th, ain't it?
250th.
Oh, 250.
I think it was 76.
All
Yeah.
right. So
So 26. Yeah.
2 plus 5 plus 0 equals 7. Which organization got 7 rings? Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots. I'm looking at all those goddamn stick.
Man, we
I'm going
all.
with the
I'm
Patriots.
going with the Patriots too. I'm going with the Patriots. I think the Patriots can win this, and I think the defense
Yeah.
is going to be really the highlight of the game, as opposed to just a back and forth offensive game. I think the game could be 24-21, Patriots, and I think Travion
Okay.
Henderson from Hopewell, Virginia, product of Hopewell High School, will be the
Okay.
MVP. I think he's gonna make plays
Awesome.
catching
Yeah.
and running the football. So I think it's pretty cool. Somebody from my own backyard. I mean, even in Memphis, K9, he's from Arlington, Tennessee, which is literally 15 minutes from my house. So, he got love down here in the Mid South, in Memphis, with Kenneth Walker, Seattle. So, um, I think that's pretty cool that he's in there. And a lot of people that I know him. Uh, so if there's an MVP for, I mean, Seattle, then I think it'll have to be JSN, but more than likely it'll go to Darnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I do kind of hate that they kind of only limit that really to the quarterbacks. Like the other players ain't did better than the quarterback. Like I mean, yeah, the quarterback the one that's passing the ball, he the one that getting the ball to these motherfuckers. But I mean,
Yeah, it's
we
like a
ain't
it's
watching.
like a
We don't
quarterback.
watch him shoot nobody. You know what I'm saying? Jump over people's shoulders, bulldoze
Right.
people out the way. We don't watch him do that. You got
Yeah.
some that will, and now the some that do that during the game. Okay, then yeah, you deserve to get the MVP. You juking motherfuckers, jumping up, throwing the ball, touchdown. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. But if you just standing there and just throwing it, well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they on when the NFL honors is, or did I miss it already?
The honors, the
Did they have?
in a week after,
yeah, I think
I
so.
think a week or two after.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I think they kind
Who you
of do the
think
parade and
player
all
of
that.
the
Yeah,
year? Donnie might be comeback player of the year, maybe.
I
Oh yeah.
give him, I give
I
him that.
mean, he deserves it. And
If not,
and I mean, Minnesota should be ashamed of themselves. Carolina should be ashamed of themselves.
I would
They
say
didn't have no patience
Stephon.
for him. And the
Yeah,
Jets,
definitely.
all these organizations that don't have, like you said at the beginning of the show, winning culture.
It's all
Nah, I
good.
ain't even gonna lie. It's only one team to me that should feel stupid. And that's the motherfucking Vikings.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all were
Yeah.
in the same position. Y'all just lost the game in the play. You had the
Yeah.
same fucking record.
And one of the best defensive coaches in the country. And it's crazy that he didn't get a
Man, fuck.
job. He didn't get a job offer or even a look with Flores. That is absolutely wild to me. It is completely unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal that
yeah.
Flores did not get an opportunity to be a head coach with Pittsburgh, with Baltimore, with I mean, come on. And yeah, Minnesota should be kicking themselves right now because they got the offensive guru and a head coach. They got a good head coach. They could have franchised Donald running back another year, been in the Super Bowl. Could have been,
Mm-hmm.
but they'll never know.
Could have been. Well, hey man, it is what it is, and that's where we at with it, man.
Yep,
We're gonna see what it come down to on Sunday, nonetheless, for sure, man.
yep. We'll see.
For sure, man. Anything else y'all want to drop before we get up out of here?
Nah, I just ready
Nope.
for the game.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Yeah, y'all go New England. Hmm.
You said what now? Do we? Well, I think all of us
Trying to
picked
think.
New England.
30, 31-28. I go down. I put the game on the field goal, maybe. 31-34, maybe. Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
35-21.
Nonetheless, 35
Y'all being
21.
too nice.
Ooh,
Hey, stranger things have happened, man.
somebody gonna have to be
Stranger things have happened.
uncharacteristic, for it to be, you know,
Yep, because 3
like
plus
real.
5 makes 8, and that's gonna be their 8th Super Bowl.
All right. And that's another one in the books for Club 32. So look, we don't know. We're gonna see who cheered. We're gonna see who choked this week. Shout out to both teams that made it all the way to the final dance. And we'll be right back here to break it down the only way we know how, just by keeping it raw, real, with no fluff and no filters. And we want to thank you for coming through and rocking out with Club 32, where fans talk about the game. And we want you to come on here and do the same. And if you want to get on the show, all you got to do is just email us at club32gp@gmail.com, subject line Club32Guest. Make sure to follow us at Club32GP on all social platforms. That's Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, so you can stay connected with the club for all of our NFL breakdowns and for your chance to be a guest and represent your squad the way that they're meant to be represented. Until next time, it's been real, and good luck with your team, because we're going to talk about them too.
Sorry,
Appreciate you.
Cowboys.
Be safe. We out.
Sorry,
Nope,
Cowboys.
not doing.
Yep.
Getting out of here. So appreciate y'all. Hey, we out. All
All
right,
right.
we out.